We are coming to you on KUM TV and on YouTube, so thanks so much for watching and streaming, everybody, because our topic tonight to start the show is Nalatla. It's a wonderful event, and we have a very, very good friend who comes back to the Harmon Studios. Mel, it has been a while, my friend.
Yes, good to see you.
Literally, it's been years since you've been here.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, well, one thing that I would say most everybody knows about you, you're an educator, but you've also been someone who has dedicated his life to using language to communicate a message, to entertain, to challenge, and to introduce, thought to people and everything. So you've applied that with the art of spoken word poetry, and now you're doing it toward the Nalatla event. So tell me about that.
So the Nalatla concert series is an event or a concert series put on by the Independence Task Force and Independent Guahan. What we're doing is we're putting on our inaugural event, which is the Songs of Freedom concert happening on July 4th at Adaloop from 2 to 5 p.m. It's going to be a showcase of music, poetry. A lot of really great, talented musicians and poets will be performing for this event. It's a great way for us to reach out to the community and educate folks about self-determination, about decolonization in a really family-friendly space and entertaining medium. Music, poetry is something that is universal, that people really respond to well. And it's a great way for us to connect with, the folks who are, maybe not ready to go to a teach-in or attend like a formal educational event. It's a great way to kind of get involved and see what's going on and learn a little something while having a good time too. Yeah,
I was going to say, because the whole concept of, the self-determination issue, and right now it is very, very polarizing. Like emotionally, everybody feels like they have to pick a side right away. It's been very political, the courts have been involved and whatnot. There have been a few protests and everything, peaceful protests, but definitely protests nonetheless. And now you're applying art as a vehicle to try and not necessarily say, we want you to get in our way of thinking and everything like that, but here's just something to think about. Is that correct?
Right. Well, I think that these types of issues are they can be very polarizing. They can be very adversarial at times. I think the main thing is that our current situation for our people is very frustrating. I think a lot of people are very frustrated right now, and a lot of the things that have been happening in our community have just further agitated that feeling. And so, music and poetry are really great vehicles. They're really great vehicles to transmit a message like that. I think that sometimes, like for instance, you brought up protests, sometimes people protest and some people see it as, yes, I recognize that people are angry and frustrated, and this is needed. This is a part of, our way of responding, and this is, these people we need to be represented. There's some people who see that and they think the opposite. It scares them. It makes them worried and nervous and anxious. And so I think that something like this, what we're trying to do is we're really trying to create a space where these voices can be heard, where people can listen, they can understand something, maybe experience something in a different way. And I think that music is a really great way to do that, because music is something that brings people together rather than dividing people. And the whole push behind the Songs of Freedom concert is really about freedom and liberation. You know what I mean? We're really trying to promote a message of peace and sustainability, of prosperity for our island and our people. We want people to come and learn about our current situation, be educated about what is happening to us and how it's happening. But we also want folks to feel positive and excited about our future. The work that we're engaged in really is about creating a positive path for us forward. And so, a lot of folks look at independence as something scary, as something that, if we become independent, we're going to become a third world country. But I think the reality is that there's a lot of miseducation floating around there about independence. And so what we hope to do is to use art, music, poetry as a vehicle to send that message out to our community, to engage our people in a conversation that will allow them to learn more, to be educated, to make an informed choice. Self-determination is happening. Political status will change. The wheels are in motion, the law is written. We are going to vote on this right now, So I think at this point, our community needs to embrace it. We need to take a proactive stance in educating ourselves. We need to know what it means to be, for statehood or full inclusion, to be a freely associated state, to be an independent nation. What do those three things mean? A lot of people still are caught up in why is status quo not an option, which is ironic, because if status quo is an option, then we are not decolonizing. Some people don't even realize that Guam is a colony. And so, it's really important for us that we are able to be active in how we engage our community and getting this information out there, so that when the time comes, and it will come, when that time comes, we will be prepared, and our people will be able to make an informed choice about our future. And I think it's great for everyone, because no matter where you sit or wherever you are on this issue, a change in any political status will affect all of us.
Well, let me ask you something, because this is fascinating to me. When you present your material, which is, at face value is a form of entertainment, and
yeah,
it truly
definitely
is. Can you, as a spoken word poet, and your fellow other poets, can you guys get a sense of when, say you come to the end of a verse or the end of a stanza, and you hear people applaud? Can you tell the difference between when people are just doing it, genuinely just like out of respect and to appreciate that, and when your words and the message you're actually trying to convey truly like breaks through them, and you're like, wow, I just reached that person?
Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between the polite clap and the I'm feeling it clap. And I can definitely tell personally. I think a lot of artists and performers, they know when someone is feeling it, and even for me as not just as an artist, but also as somebody who's been in an audience when somebody was just really rocking, and I can feel it, even in the audience, you can feel that energy. And when you share that energy, I think that's a very it's a really beautiful moment, between performer and audience, because you're both giving to each other, because even as an audience member, it takes energy to clap and cheer and yell and get down and dance even,
Yep.
So I think it's a very visceral feeling. I think that I personally know when I'm being received well and when I'm not. I can tell when people are over it or they're hating it or they're really loving it. Yeah, definitely. But I think that that's all a part of it. I think that as an artist, I've learned that preparation is really important. And that understanding that if this is your craft, you got to take yourself seriously. Otherwise, no one else will. And so I really worked hard over the years to sharpen my sword, so to speak, and be prepared for these moments. I look at these moments as really an opportunity to have the mic. I think that there's a lot in our community, we see that the dynamic of who has the mic and who controls the narrative is very black and white. And a lot of times the people who are marginalized are the people who do not have a voice. And so I see these opportunities as a way for me to exercise my voice. And that's why I think that's why I've been so attracted to education and teaching this art form, is because I feel like this art form really does empower the Pacific Islander voice, the Chamorro voice.
Well, I'll tell you what, we would like to do something right now, because we got about 30 seconds before we go to commercial break, but we've given you the mic, literally. It's attached to your shirt. We've given you the pulpit. If you could exercise your voice right now, maybe just give us a hint of what people can expect to see.
Yeah, sure. You want me to just do a little
Please.
Okay. All right. All right. My bloodlines say that we should be free. The front line's filled with people like me. The government want me in their army, but them belly full while we be starving. See, they sell your health care, then give you cancer. Schools don't teach, so I preach the answer. Life is a book, so write your own chapter. Write it on the wall, but just don't let them catch you. Power to the people is what I am after. I'm a free man, I don't need a master. I bring the gift of rap like I'm Santa. I'm a tsunami, a natural disaster. Give us free like I'm Kunta Kente. I milk the beat, I make you say leche. I am not Chicano, so don't call me essay. Free your mind and you'll find some headway.
Woo, that was deep. All right, Mel, hey, a true Guam talent, man. We're really glad to have you here in studio.
Thank you for having me.
Really looking forward to seeing you at La Natla.
Yeah, I hope you folks will join us July 4th, 2 to 5 p.m. in Adelup Island.
All right, we'll see you there, bro.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, please stay tuned, everybody. We are back with more show right after this.
This program